Okay, so we just discussed about course introduction and the syllabus that we would follow. We would also give you the course material and access to the lab over on the welcome kit email format. Most of you might have received, but some of them who might have joined very recently, you guys will get it as soon as you fill one of the Google form which we have put in the group. So part of this, you will get access to the Learn portal, which is the LMS. All the live class recordings are recorded and will be uploaded to this. It's something like learn.networkjourney.com. And then you will receive the remote access to the racks and home lab setup. So these two are for the hands-on lab. So you can either opt for remote access lab, or you can also go with the home lab. However, home lab will need minimum 16 GB of RAM. If you do not have this capacity on the laptop, then you prefer going with the remote lab only. Otherwise, the home lab may not work. So I'll give you the demonstration of these portals as well. Okay, if you see this, this is the course that is being assigned to you, and as we have our live class conducted, after the class has been wrapped up, you will see the recording keep falling at this side. Okay, so under this section, you will see all the recording class after class, and over here under class 0, you have a couple of links. You can go part by part itself. So you can download the part 1 for now, and after a month you can go with part 2. And these are the home lab setup files that you need to download and get assistance from our backend for making home lab setup. This is where the reading material and the workbook is located. So let me show you by going through one of them. See, this is how the thing is. You can actually download it from single click. There is option here. If you click here and click on the download, the whole content of this will get downloaded in the zip format. So let me go inside one of the folder. So let's say if I go inside class node. So inside the class node, which is part of part 1, open up the first document. So this is when we start actual class. Okay, so the first topic would be taken up STP. So this will happen after might be 2 to 3 classes. because in the first 2 3 classes I want to cover some bridging topic, all the generic topic. I want to go through it before we start with the CCNP. So this 2 3 classes you can um, you can you can expect topics coming from very basic fundamental as well, that we would be going through. And then we will start with the first topic, which is from the switching point, which is STP, spanning tree protocol. So in the class note PDF, I have given the theory related to it. So all the theory that you need to read or understand is given. And simultaneously on another PDF, which is, let's say, the workbook PDF. When you go to workbook folder and open up the workbook PDF, you will see the lab related to spanning tree. You can see here, this is to create some VLANs, management interface, trunk, BTP, and then you have some spanning tree related task and the thing. So both this PDF are to be followed hand by hand. This is where you will have the reading material, and to perform the hands-on practical, you will follow this book. So this book is more from technical. If you do not have the concept clear, this will not be very helpful to you. It will not be seeming very easy to refer or understand. If you have some knowledge on the topic, then yes, you can follow, because they are step by step configurations, etc. But someone who is not from a CCNP background, or trying to start with CCNA, then first we will cover up the theory portion for STP, and then we will do the lab related to STP. So you can see the workbook could be is prepared step by step configuration. So this is for STP now. Let's see. Lab 4, configure STP, manipulate primary root switch and path. So this section has been selected. Now we need to open up the lab and see which section is there. So first I will be doing it in the live class. You can watch me doing this, performing this. And after the class, you will have enough time where you can log into the lab and power on this many devices, and then perform as it is being instructed. So identify and modify the root bridge, manipulate the port and the path cost, examine the reconvergence time. So this is the observation. So if you want to make some changes, you should know what is the bridge ID formula, right? So this is how the topics will be covered once we start with the CCNP portion. And this is the learn portal. So if someone who has joined for the very first time, this is how the interface look like. All the recordings class by class would start falling under this section, and someone who is in the need of some interview questions or some ASA interview question, you can refer this. So we would be updating this portal. And under the class 0, you will find all the needful links and the home lab setup and etc. etc. What you need is inside this. Okay. Now I'll go to the lab access, basically how you access the lab. Give me a second. Let me pull the data for one of the lab account, so that I can share you or show you or demonstrate you. So there would be a link provided on the welcome kit, right? So I put this link and then I will log in as per the credential on the same email. So this is how you will log in to the Ubuntu desk. It will prompt you to enter the same credential, refer the mail sent to you. Now go to activities, open up the browser, Firefox browser, and you can see there is a bookmark over on this browser. So you can click on this, log into the lab. Again, the credentials are on the same email. Okay, and this is the lab URL. So when you click on the lab URL, you will happen to see the preview of it. You need to open this lab. So this could be getting hidden. The open button could be getting hidden due to the screen size. You just scroll it to bottom and you will see an option called open. When you open this, so this is how the lab look like. This button over here, I'll just mark it. So when you click on this, there is a button. It will reset your screen size for this. See, so this is how the lab look like. So it has all the needed nodes added that we need for Encore and NRC, from routing, switching, security, and the WLC. So everything is put up in the same topology. You don't have to power on all of them because there are too many nodes here. So remember, you should only power on node by node. Say for example, the topic. Let's assume for today the topic is related to STP, and this is where the STP is being asked to practice. So you will only power on this many nodes related to that. When we move towards some other protocol, let's say we are going to discuss OSPF. So at that point of time, you will power on only that section of the routers or the device needed. So you have to refer the workbook because we will be giving you a part of it under the workbook. So you can see that where is that section in inside your lab, and then power on them. Every section here has a name provided. So you can see here there's a site name. Similar way you can see a site name under the routers. Then this is one of the site. Okay, this is one of the site. Same goes over here. You can see this is one site. These are all the cloud ISP for the ISP purpose, ISP cloud. This is one of the site. Okay, and these are some branch campus sites. These are ones. So you have to refer it under the workbook. I'll show you once again. Say for example, when we go towards the STP, so you can see that the section has to be this. Similar way, if you take up another topic, see when you take up the ether channel topic, this is the section. And these are the number of nodes that we need to bring it up. And rest you can just keep as it is. You don't have to, bring them up or something. Okay, so this is about the remote lab and how do you power on? I mean, if you are very new to the environment, let me demonstrate. These are all right click based node. That means you can right click, start, click on the start button, right click and click on the start button, right click and start. And you can just double click. So when you double click, the console will open. Okay, and the boot up sequence will happen. The device will boot up. You get a prompt and you can get into the enable mode, user executive mode, configuration mode, and you can put all the configs related to that particular node. So that is how the labs are done. Okay, so it will now show you as soon as it will boot up. So this is the initial dialog. So you have to say no here because you don't want to fall um, into the initial dialog where it will start asking you enter the IP address, enter the management, etc. Instead, we will configure it and we will copy paste on the device. I can show you what happens in the initial dialog. So if I somehow get it saying yes to this prompt, then it will start asking me all the basic things like a bot. It will ask me, would you like to enter basic management? If I say yes, then it will ask me like enter the router host name, enter the enable secret, see, and enter the enable secret, enter the virtual terminal password, configure SNMP management. If you say yes to it, so basically you may not have all the answers at this moment, right? And you don't want to waste so much of time in the initial dialogue. So you can say no at that point. Say, for example, on another device, I'm saying no. So what happens is it will take you directly to the enable mode and you can prepare the config as per your wish, whatever you want to paste it on the device, not what it is going through a bot kind of process. See, now this dialog is down, the dialog is gone. You're under the enable mode. You can see that angular symbol. You will type enable. Now this is a user executive mode. And to get into the configuration mode, you will type configuration terminal and you will get inside. Now you if you have even a basic knowledge, then you can configure host name. You want to get inside the interface level. So you can say, let's say which interface it has it. So these are all Ethernet interface. So you can say Ethernet 0/0. You can say no shutdown. You can assign IP address 1.1.1.255.255.255.0. So it's like the network engineers who are preparing the config rather than the device going through some template kind of ask, and you may not have all the answers as of now. So most of the time we try to avoid the initial dialogue and we prefer going with the configuration. What I usually do is I open up the terminal, a notepad, anything, and I write it over on that, and then I do a copy paste on the CLI because what happens is it's bit uh, convenience for everyone to see me writing the command, and then we copy paste it. Otherwise, in the production, we normally sometimes do it directly on the CLI, but that can be harmful as well because if you do a wrong IP config or a typo, that will go immediately to the router, right? So the best practice is you prepare first somewhere, okay, simple like something like this, Ethernet 0/0, no shutdown. Let's say IP address 1.1.1.255.255.255.0. Let's say IP domain name networkjourney.com. Let's say line VTY 025, login local, transport input SSH. So once the config is with you, you can always review the config that you have prepared, and there could be a typo, there could be something like IP address which you can refer. Now you just have to copy, go back to the device console. You find this option of clipboard, Control Shift Alt, okay, and paste it over to this. Say for example, if I want to paste one of it. Say for example, see, you can see that what comes to this, right? So I would prefer going with that format, a notepad, put the config, and then I copy paste to this. So we can go back, we can see that if there was any problem with any of the typo or anything, we can easily find it out, the errors. But it's up to you. If you're very familiar with the typing and you know what are you doing it on the console, then you can do it directly on the device as well. But the problem is when you do a lot of CLI command to go back to see line by line to analyze which line didn't go well, becomes a lot of wastage of time. Whereas if you keep the things on this and say for example you had some typo, you can at least fix it and recopy and paste it on the console. So everyone has their own way of doing it. It depends on you as well, what you prefer. But at least in the class, I prefer with that method. I prepare the config in a notepad, and then I do a shift on the console so that we don't waste time on finding out the typo within the line or something. So this is how you have to hands-on lab. This is how the lab works like. Okay, so you power on, click on it, get the console, and you can either type or either you can copy paste on the, and uh, it will be on the device. Okay, and all the commands, all the validation command would be given. What have you need to check, the ping statement or the trace route or different neighborship command. So you understand that what is the purpose of that lab, and what do you have to verify from that particular scenario. Okay, and same thing you get it over on the home lab as well. The same lab topology, the same way of getting the console and all those things. So any doubt so far? You guys have any question? Things are good so far?
Sagar sir, Divakar this side.
Yeah. Yes, tell me.
Yeah, this batch. So basically, we would go from the CCNA platform, right? So like the basics. So what are the things we have to
Yeah.
cover it?
Yes, I will
Then
be
only we
taking
would.
the basic class and then I will be starting with the STP class, which is the
All
CCNP class.
okay, okay, fine.
Okay. Did you all receive your welcome kit with all the material I was showing you guys now?
Yeah, hi Sagar. So Sharik here. Yeah, so we have received it. Um, yeah, so one query actually. So this thing, right? I had tried to log in to this QCOM, right? It's saying you have exhausted the simultaneous session, right? Maybe
Yeah,
I had
that could
opened it.
that could be no, because I was, I think, using your connectivity to demonstrate. That
Oh,
is
all
why.
right.
You can try
Uh,
after the class once.
Sure. And then one more question: the links what you are showing, right? So these are
Mhm.
the, I mean, the devices are the links are
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I think I got disconnected due to network issue. So are you guys there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are just back. Sagar.
Yeah. Yes, Sharif, you were asking
right.
something about.
Yeah. So I had one correct basic question, right? In the lab topology, the links what is shown in the diagram, right? I mean, is there a physical connection or how they're connected basically? Because we configure the IP on the peer ends, right, and they would turn up. So
Yeah, these are on emulators actually, virtualized thing. So the
yeah.
cables that you see here, so you're talking about these cables, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the virtualized environment.
Okay.
So say for example, if I put two router, say if I have two device, the cables are kept or laid up in this way. So we will have to decide which interface to which interface is that cable to be connected, and then we follow the configurations on them depending upon what interface we select.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Thanks.
Anyone, any other question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, in a few minutes, if you could just take us through the process of joining the virtual lab, the links, and how to navigate. I think I joined the class a bit, few minutes late. Secondly, I've noticed I got disconnected in between the class few minutes ago.
Yes,
I wouldn't.
exactly. Yes. So what is your question? Did you miss anything? I can repeat it.
Yeah, the link to the lab, how to navigate to get to the virtual lab,
How to navigate to?
the virtual lab environment.
You are asking about remote lab or home lab?
The remote lab, the link, how to get to this page.
See, okay, I'll just once log out and show you. So you might have received the welcome kit email, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So on that welcome kit email, there's a task number 2 which talks about remote access login credential. So this is a link from that section, from that task 2, and then you will input your credentials. So this will take you to the okay. It will take you to the Ubuntu desktop, and then you need to look for the Firefox browser, which is on the bottom side. Open up the Firefox browser, and you will see a bookmark item here. Or if you don't see this, then there is a private IP range of 172.16.24 and 39, which you can type, and once again it is gonna ask you for the credential. Enter the credential, and this is how you get it. So you want, you can try it same time now, or if you want, you can share your screen and I can guide you as well.
Yeah, so I can share my screen. I think what I got is quite different from what
Okay.
you are showing.
Yeah, you can once share your screen so I can help you.
Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, Sagar?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, so the link I got took me to this page.
Yeah, this is the Learn portal where the recordings will be placed. For the lab access, you go back to Welcome Kit and check the task number 2. This was the task number 1. This was section 1 regards to the recording.
Okay. I don't think I'm checking the email again.
Yeah. You can check in your email once with the title called Welcome Kit.
Okay. Did you send 2 emails? Because I think I only have one email, which is the one where
Can you drop your email in this chat so I can once cross check?
okay, I will. So I don't slow down the class. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have sent. I can see under the sent item on 13th of June it was sent.
That's
I'll just re-forward.
Yeah, I got one email on the 13th. The title of the email is you are now enrolled in CCIE CCNP Enterprise and Core.
Yeah, exactly. So can you check the section number 2 of it?
No, I don't have section number 2.
No, if you scroll that email, what do you see after learning portal? There's a section number 2 called remote lab access credential, right? No,
No, I can't
not that email ID, not that email ID. The
exactly.
email which should be which should have a subject line called welcome kit. I just re-forwarded you again, so
Okay.
just refer that.
Yeah. It's here to come in. I'm waiting for it. I don't have it yet.
I
Checking
just
my.
forwarded like a minute back.
Okay, it's here to come in. I think you can continue with the class. When it comes in, I'll let you know. But I'm here to see it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. I'll just also show you the
So
form.
so in that email, there is a link to the virtual lab, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, that is the email which you need to refer.
I don't know why it's taking too long to come. Can you
Okay.
confirm my email address again that you sent it to?
Sorry, come again.
The email address you just forwarded it to, is it the same as the one I typed on in the chat now?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me verify.
Yahoo is not usually this slow. Maybe I'll give you
Yeah, I'll
my
just
Gmail.
forward to the email ID which you provided. Could be there was typo and it never reached to you.
Maybe. Let me check my spam.
Yeah, so I just forwarded you the email ID which you have given. Okay, meanwhile, I'll just show you the format. The welcome kit format would be something like this. The one which you were referring is this. Okay, and this is where the recording is kept. And to access that virtual environment, it will be under the section 2. And this is how you will first log in. These are the credentials. And then, as I told you, either you will find the bookmarked item or you can put this private IP with the credential and you will have the access to the lab.
Okay, I got it. It went into my spam box.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, not an issue. So make sure you guys have these two items. One is the course the recording access. Second thing is this sort of lab access. For home lab users, you download the file from class 0, set up a meeting by sending an email to the backend people. The email ID you can see on the screen as well. Okay, not this one. Let me give you. So that would be support at
We can
the
use
rate.
the remote access now and configure the home lab later on, right?
Yes, yes, you can do home lab later as well, and now use the.
Sure.
So once you're ready with the downloads, you can shoot an email to the backend team and say that you have downloaded the file and you want someone to assist you with the remote lab. And they will help you over on Ultra Vivo. Those who do not know, there is an application called Ultra Vivo. So this will help us to take the screen access of yours and do the needful setup and virtually. Okay, over on this tool. This is very small piece of software. Could be like 2 to 5 MB. So just download it, install it. It is going to give you the partner ID and the passcode that you have to share us so that we can connect your screen. And then we will help you do the needful configs and the setups and then this should be up on your laptop. But again, as I told, it will need 16 and above. For 8 and all, it will be not going to work because of see because what happens in 16 GB is 5 to 6 GB is consumed by your operating system itself. If you're using Windows operating system, definitely 5 to 6 GB is going to get utilized. And then left out would be like 9 to let's say 10 GB. Now this we can dedicate to our CCNP VM. But what happened with 8 GB is if it consumes 5 to 6 GB already for operating system, then you're left only with 3 to 4, which is not sufficient to run bunch of devices. Might be you can run only one or two node, but it will be not sufficient. Because if you see our lab, for at least a single topic, if you consider given a single topic, you need to power on at least might be 6 to 9 nodes, and you may not be able to do with this kind of smaller configuration. So either you can upgrade with the help of RAM stick, because nowadays on the laptop you have option to upgrade the RAM stick. You can remove the previously inserted RAM and add could might be 16 plus 16 GB if it support, or you can also add 8 plus 8 on your existing laptop. So this should also increase the RAM. So that would be preferable one. If you see my laptop, I have I have around 32 GB on my laptop, and I have the core up to 8 core. But still, I'm only running my Zoom meeting and few applications, etc. My labs are not even hosted on my laptop, but still you can see the utilization of my CPU is 100%. That is because it will take so much of your operating system will take so much of resource to run very basic application as well. So you should also remember the people or users with the 8 GB that it is also going to use things for your basic application. So it's not that 8 GB laptop you can assign all 8 GB to the VM. At least 4 to 5 GB is needed to run your basic operations as well. So that is why we prefer 16 GB. At least we will get 8 to 10 GB dedicated for the virtualization. So if you don't have such laptop, do not worry. You can use our remote access lab in that case, because this is on us. We have some powerful servers on kept in the data centers deployed, and we have configured the VMs, and we have allocated very high uh, RAMs to these topology. We have like at least 500 GB of RAM and at least 120 core CPU that we have assigned for the CCNP VM. So that is how you can access it efficiently and practice it on the remote itself. And gradually, after a few days or after a few months, if you are able to get another personal laptop or upgrade the RAM stick, then we can help you to set up it on your home lab as well. Okay, so it's not mandatory that at present scenario itself you need to bring up your home lab. You can bring it gradually as well once you are settled down with the course. So any questions so far?
Sagar sir, Rajesh here.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to know this 4 core you said. It's which I4 you are talking about?
Sorry, come again.
No, 4 core you said.
Yeah, 4 core. So here if you see, I have 8 core. So I can assign 4 core to my VM, and remaining 4 I can keep it for my basic operating system behavior. Okay, don't refer the logical. You should refer to the core CPU and see how many it has. So if some old machine will have only 2, that means your VM will not even respond. If you even bring up the VM and power on 2 nodes, the entire laptop will start freezing them. So you should have at least 6 core so that you can assign at least 4 to the VM and 2 you can keep for your basic operation.
So what if we have 4 core?
If you have four cores, right, not logical, right? So in that case, Might be two, you can try giving it to VM, and two, you can keep it for your basic operation. So you can try it this way, and you can see if that is sufficient to bring at least 5 to 6, 7 nodes. It should be, because these are router and switches, right? Not very high intensive.
Yeah. How do we divide it? How do we allocate the core?
Yeah, you can use two for VM.
Yeah, yeah. I'm asking, how do we do that? How do we allocate 2 core for VM and 2 core for
That,
regular?
that is inside your VM workstation. When you open VM workstation,
Okay, okay. I remember. Yeah, thank you.
yeah. So when you open the VM workstation, and when my team would be hosting the VM of CCNP, inside that, there is an option to select the number of cores. So let me just show you. See, for example, I have a few things with me. Let's say this is your CCNP VM. So I can allocate the number of cores from my main task manager to this.
Hi, Sagar.
Yeah, yes, tell me.
Yeah, I have one doubt. I want to copy paste text in between my local system to that HVD system in your SAD system. That is
Okay.
not. I can't do. This is possible.
Yes, you cannot copy paste that way, just copy from here and paste to the other side. But what you can do is you can use some workaround in that scenario. I'll show you. Give me a second. See, this is the setting of my VM, and this is how you have to change the allocation. So you want to add, let's say, 1 into 2 4, then you can make it this way. So now it's like 2 core you assign to the VM. If you have more, then you can make it 2 into 2. That means total 4 cores you have assigned to. Or if you have more, then you can increase it by 3. So that means 6 are being assigned to. And memory depends on your total memory, because I've seen sometime your laptop only has, let's say, 12 GB, and some people come and try to give it 20 GB here. That don't make sense, because your total memory of the laptop is only 12, and which out of which, at least if you reserve 4 GB RAM for your normal operation, then you're only left with 8. So maximum only 8 you can go up to. These are in MB. You know the ratio, right? 1 GB equals to 1024 MB.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the calculation you need to do from the left out space, and then you have to put it. So there are three major components. One is the RAM, then the processor, and then the hard disk. So for our CCNP hard disk, if you have let's say minimum 50 to 100 GB, that is sufficient. So at least 50 to 100 GB space should be there in the laptop. Processor, better to keep it 2 for this VM itself, 2 or 4 or 6. And memory, at least try to keep at least 10 GB or 8 GB on this VM. So in that case, you can spin up at least 5 to 8 devices and practice it in the home lab itself. But this will be the behavior. Your CPU will run on 100%. Your memory would be running on 100%. At some instances, you might face bit lagging and the system becoming freezing, right? But there is no other workaround in that case. You just have to increase your RAM stick, or go to the task manager and see what application is consuming. Try to kill those applications and free up some space so that your machine can bit cool down. Okay, so that is for home lab. And remote lab, only thing that would matter is how far you guys are from our data center, because we have hosted in Bangalore, and this is all now to between internet connection. So there could be multiple hops in between. We are connected to an ISP, you guys are connected to a different ISP. In between, there is a submarine cable. So a lot of things should factor. So the only thing you need to see is the speed in this case. If you guys will get a better speed to the Bangalore data center, then the things should will be very normal and very efficient using the remote lab. Only if in case you are coming through some VPNs or you are coming through a very limited internet bandwidth, then might be the remote lab would be little laggy, and when you type it on the CLI, it might uh, show some show some slowness or etc. Otherwise, from the resource point of view, they are really well packed. They have very good resource and CPU allocated. Only the matter would be the internet speed between both of us, our data center and the users. Okay, so you can just try. You can let us know how the speed, because we have tested from various countries, US, Australia, Sydney, and we have got good outcomes. Only issue arises when they try from their corporate network or might be the phone connectivity. Then the internet speeds could be one of the major factor. Okay, so for those people, we recommend go with the home lab by upgrading the RAM stick so that they can practice it anytime. But at least for from India and from the nearby zones, I don't think there should be any problem. Only make sure you have good internet speed.
Yes, Sagar. Sir, one basic question for this, right, for the home lab setup.
Yeah.
See, I mean, my office laptop actually supports whatever the configuration you are saying, right? But probably I would want to configure in a personal one, which I will have to purchase. Okay, so there, I mean, basically, how do you figure out how many cores are there? Because generally, what you see either in i9, i7, right, 13 gen, the
Yeah,
process generally the cores are not mentioned, right?
yes, you have to ask for the task manager. So if you ask for the task manager, you will get to know the
I
number
mean, if
of
you are
cores.
purchasing from Amazon, right? So
Yeah, you
generally,
can Google it. Say for example, when you type Intel i9, you can search how many core processor. But i9 can support depending on different years. I mean different manufacturing year. If it can differ, because i9 a very old series or old manufacturing like 2010, it could have only have 2 to 4. But if you look for i9 2024, then it will have a good number of cores like 8 cores or 12 cores and something like that. So you search with the processor and put the manufacturing here, then you will get exactly a rough idea like how many cores it is.
okay, does the processor matters? Like 13980HX processor, does it also give an idea how many cores are there? Like
Yeah,
what
you
I can
can.
see is,
Yes, yes. It will give you an idea when you put the exact model number like Intel i9 or Intel i7 with the manufacturing year or etc. It will at least give you like how many cores it comes with.
I see. Because what I can see in this lab, one is mentioned is they have mentioned description 8P cores and 16E cores. Oh, I don't know what is P and E
It is
actually.
a AMD processor.
No, no, it is a Intel Core i9, right, 13 gen, and it says 24 cores, but it says
Yeah,
8P
that is
cores and
sufficient. If
16E
you go
cores.
with Intel i9 and 13 Gen, it will give you the number of cores it is supporting.
Yeah,
See,
the Asus one only I'm looking for. Asus ROG Strix G16.
which one is that? First one?
Asus ROG. No, 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 it's not there in the list. In this one,
Okay, see, I'll
Asus
just show you.
ROG.
When
Yeah,
you go
maybe
to
whichever.
the manufacturing website for 13th Gen, see, it will have 8 cores. Or if you put the exact model name, can you tell me the exact model name?
Yeah, it's ROG, ASUS ROG, STRIX, Strix G16. STRIX G16, 2023 model it is, I think. That's all it says, yeah. I'm just looking for, maybe this is the one I. Oh.
See, they will have see 24 cores and 32 threads. So 24 core is what you can expect. 13 Gen i9, and if this is the Intel processor, then up to 24 core it will have.
Yeah, it says actually 8 performance cores and 16 E cores. I think in the last link also what you had open. It is actually 8 plus 16. So I don't know difference between P and E.
8 and 16 means 16 is logical processor. See, for example, if you see here, 8 is the core which you need to consider. This is the main core. But each
Right.
core can
Right.
be logically expanded into 2, which is this 16. So
Got it.
while you allocate to VM, you have to allocate from 8. So let's say 4 you will assign to VM. Then you are left with remaining 4 core for the normal behavior. Okay, so
Okay.
this is not to be considered while allocating. The main cores to be considered while allocating.
Got it.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Once we come back, then we can go through some basic topic. And also, this meeting will end. I got a message. This meeting is going to end and restart. This is the same link which I have kept a occurrence of 20. So in case if this link drops as well, I'll just restart the same link. So you guys can reconnect to the same link back. Okay, in case if there is any drop. So I'll just put one small break of let's say 10 minutes. Once we come back, then I'll go through some topics, some basic topics.
I think someone asked a question on how to copy and paste.
Sorry, come again.
I think someone was asking you a question on how to copy and paste in the CLI.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll just show that. So see, there are some external files. I think it's called as easy file upload. So you can just upload your files to this. It will give you a short code, and that short code you can directly open inside our remote lab, because our remote lab is connected to the internet, and you can download any document, any PDF, any configuration file in this way. Okay, this is the link to be followed. I'll drop it in the WhatsApp group. You can take it from here.
Sorry, Sagar, I missed this. What is it for?
Sorry, come again.
Can I know what is this link for? I missed your
See,
part.
actually, yeah, this link is, say, for example, within our remote lab, if you want to bring some configuration files or something, there is no direct copy paste from your local machine to our remote desk. So it will be very challenging for you to copy something on the device, right? So this is the way you can get it. So I'll just show you if in case let me show you. See, for example, I want to bring this file which is having the configuration for DM VPN topic. So how would I copy paste or refer it? So I can just upload to this third party. So it's going to give me this URL. And when I take it inside the remote lab, so this was my remote lab, right? So when I go inside this, I put this URL, I can download the file inside this. And then I can
Oh,
copy paste to the device console and to the configure.
okay. Thank you.
You understood, right? What is the purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. Okay. So have you come across this word called LAN, local area network?
Yes.
Okay. So what it is? Why do we refer it?
LAN is located only for a particular area or floor. We can say in offices we will have multiple VLANs. So in one VLAN we can connect, communicate easily without a router. So like that, what we can.
Okay. So basically, LAN keyword we use to define one one organization, one setup, network setup inside an organization. So it could have its own VLANs or its own IP configurations, its own network devices laid up. So this will be reserved. This will be private. This will be not directly talking to another geographical region or another set of offices or organization without you have some sort of WAN connectivity or internet connectivity. Okay, so local area network means it's if you see this this picture, these are all in a LAN network. That means they can talk to each other. There is no need even of a internet. They all are in a same network. Let's say if the IP address in 192.168.1 dot slash 24 is given. So this machine on dot one, then dot two, dot three, and so on. There can be 254 such laptops or machines we can connect in this flow, and they all are connected to each other. They don't need internet. They are all connected locally to each other. But if they have to talk to another organization or branch, which is might be these people are in Bangalore, and if they want to talk to the co-workers who are located in Singapore, right? So intermediately, then they need some WAN facility, wide area network or internet. We call it as internet. Then these people can talk to the other geographical location. So they also will have a LAN setup, and the Bangalore people also have a LAN setup. And intermediately, we will have the keyword called WAN. WAN stands for wide area network, which connects two or more local area network. Okay, so in a local area network, it's only restricted to these people. These people might have reachability to internet or another site, or it may not be. But these people are in a same network. Now there can be also chances of having a security breach among themselves, because they also have a different set of teams within this flow. So you can expect okay, let me use another color. So you can expect a marketing team, you can expect the sales team, you can expect some IT department team, or let's say security team, or it could be different types of different departments you have within the same flow. right? So if I like draw a line here, so let's say these people belong to marketing, this people belong to sales, these people belong to IT. So there is chances that keeping in a broad network sometimes is also a security breach, because we don't want the marketing team ping pong the sales guy, or we don't want marketing team can access the sales related application or servers, right? So we can divide a LAN into sub categorized. So that comes under the concept called subnetting. Okay, so if I divide the whole network, so let's say if I have this IP, okay, which I told 254 IPs it will give to the laptop user, but I come to know that there are multiple teams and it's not wise to keep them all in a single broadcast domain. So I can divide it into pieces also. So I can say that, let's say the marketing team only has 10 users, 10 employees. So I can give them a block of, let's say, 26. So how I calculated, we will take that in one of the revision class. I'll tell you how this can be divided in terms of subnetting. So subnetting is a concept where the 254 IPs are now, let's say, 10 to 15 IPs are reserved for marketing team. Similar way, within the same office premise, there is a sales team and they happen to have 25 users. So the same network 192.168.1.0, we can give another block to the sales team. So they would be, let's say, 25. Just an example. Again, it's a concept which comes under subnetting. Now, what is the advantage of this is these people fall under a single broadcast domain and they fall under another broadcast domain. That means whatever ping pong happen inside marketing team, that will limit only between that 10 to 15 user without disturbing the sales team. And also it will help us in the security breach. We are allowing access only among themselves. So salesperson can ping another salesperson, or he can access the application or tools or servers related to sales only. Marketing person will be able to access only the servers and the application that is kept inside the marketing team. So what they will do, they will have an IP range 192.168.1.1/26 till 192.168 1 dot let's assume 10 or something. So this will be the usable IP for them. So within this range, let's say 8 to 10 easily can sit. Similar way, the IP range for the sales team would be 192 168 1 dot let's say 11 slash 25 CIDR value till 192 168 1 dot let's say 25 users we wanted, so let's say dot 40 slash 25. Okay, so two different set of IPs we got it now. So for a marketing team we have a different set of IP, and broadcast we have a different set of IP units. Slash 26 slash 26 and slash 25. So those both are in a two different broadcasts now. Okay, so this two okay, so these two networks are different now. They will be in the same office, but two different network. These people will be in a separate network, and these people will be in a separate network. So that is how inside an office we divide into multiple subnet, and we keep it for dedicated for each team. So you understood the setup of local area, right? And what are the different network components you can see here? You can see router, Cisco router. You can see Cisco switch. You can see, let's say, a Xerox IP machine. You can see IP scanner. You can expect CCTV. You can expect servers. You can expect storage units. You can expect IP phones. So these are all the devices that would be inside a local area network. And there will be concept of VLANs, subnet, subnetting, and port security. Then the L3 gateway has to be configured on the router. Okay, so this is from the LAN point of view. And if you want to understand from a high level, so let's say if I have a network rack, okay, so let's say this is network rack or this is my IT department. So there would be some ISP connection which is coming inside, right? So this would be in the optic fiber format. It could be any ISP like Vodafone, AT&T, and Verizon, Reliance. Lot of things are available, right? So you will need to have a ISP. First, it will go and let's say it is terminated on a Cisco router. So this port we call it as a WAN port, and this Cisco router will have a downlink which is connecting to, let's say, one of a distribution switch. So let's say like a Catalyst 65 series. Okay, one of the high throughput distribution switch, which might have, let's say, 48 ports of different switch port with 1 gigabits per second of speed on this switch. Then this will connect to the access layer switches. So that could be from the classification in terms of, let's say, you have multiple floors. Let's say you have multiple floors here.
Sagar, one thing. So you're telling about distribution switch, so which would act as an L3 device, correct?
Not needed. It is to have connectivity to the underlying access switches. Routers sometimes are configured as a gateway.
Okay.
It depends actually how many you are pipeline to have the network. So if it is limited, then you can have it on router. If you have it more, then you can have the gateway on the distribution switch itself.
Oh, okay. So we can make this as a L3 instead of router, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's say you have a floor 1, 2, 3, and 4. And from the distribution, you will take a cable to each floor and in each floor you will have the access layer switches. So these switches can be like anything like a 35 series. And from this access layer, we would be connecting to IP phones. From here only, it will go to each desk where the employees come with the system, or if they have a system connected, or if they have a laptop, then probably that access layer will be connected to the what you call the internet router, and from internet router using the wireless connectivity, the laptops get connected. But ultimately, the access point is also connected to that access layer. And same on with all the different floors. You will have IP phone, you will have the system connected. You can expect IP
Hey, Sagar,
scanner.
sir, sorry to interrupt one thing.
Yeah.
Basically, what you are drawing on the screen, right? It's coming with a bit of lag, maybe 5-10 seconds, because now
Oh,
I
is
can
it?
see the switches. Yeah, 35xx switches, right? I'm seeing it now actually.
Okay, I think
I
there is
have,
some lag, I believe.
yeah, I've rejoined also, but looks like same actually.
Okay, might be it's a lag from my side, I believe. Let me fix it. Okay.
Yeah, from the beginning, actually, the problem is occur. Actually.
Okay. So I'm not sure why the lag is because of the application or because of some connectivity. But I'll try to fix it by next month. Okay. Okay. So see, if I recap, internet to the router, router to the distribution switch to the multiple floor, and in each floor you will have the different network components added up. And these individual things contribute to your LAN. You can say that there's a LAN connectivity here. And each floor can be later divided in terms of multiple subnet. In case if you have the sales team and marketing team and engineering team and IT team sitting on each floor, then you have to divide it again logically. You have to divide, or virtually you can divide in different subnets, so that there is no security breach and all those things.
So, what is the primary difference between distribution switch and the other 35xx series you have mentioned?
Which one?
The distribution switch, right? And
Huh.
the other 35xx series.
See, a
I mean, what is the
distribution
difference?
switch on a high level can act as a gateway also. Okay, if you are having, let's say, more than 40 to 50 network, then it's not wise enough to keep router as a gateway, because router's main job would be to do the BGP process, the redistribution process, NAT process. It can have ACLs. So we cannot expect to keep router for even a 40 to 50 network in this case. So the distribution switch will act as a gateway for all my downstream access switches. So these access switches or these computers, they will be pointing to these gateways which are connected on this distribution switch. So all that L3 configuration will be done on the distribution switch 6500.
So the gateway, basically, all these floors will be pointing the gateway on the distribution switch. The gateway will be the router, right? But for the floors, every individual floors, 35xx series, they will be mentioning the gateway as the distribution switch. Is that correct?
See, the switches here, they will be only L2 work here. So we will be only configuring VLANs to that. It will be not acting as a gateway. Say, for example, if you open up one PC here, it will be having IP address 192.168.1.100, and the subnet will be, let's say, /24, which is 255.255.255.255. And the third component is gateway. Now, gateway is what? Gateway is that distribution switch interface IP. Okay, your gateway is that device which knows about other VLANs and other things also. So here we will be configuring all the different network for, let's say, VLAN 100. There will be some L3 network. For 101 VLAN, there will be some IP network. For 102, there will be some other. So this is acting as a now gateway. So in case if a person from here wants to talk to another flow who is connected on a different network, so his packet will first go to this distribution, and there it will see the routing table and then get into the another flow. Access layer is only going to deal with the VLAN concept only. Okay, only the L2 things. Gateway is the L3 level, which will be terminating on the distribution switch. So this is when you have a very large network, 40 to 50 network. If you don't have that network, then you can collapse this. You can actually collapse the core and distribution and make only core. So only the core will be there and the access will be there. There will be no distribution.
Sagar, if you're saying about 40 to 50 networks, so what does it mean exactly?
See, 40 to 50 network in the sense you are keeping a separate network for all this people. Like for IT department, you might have this range 192, 168, 1.1/24. Then another IT block can have another range of the network. See, for example, I'll just show you here. The 192, 168, 1.1 to 192, 168, 1.20. This is one network. Let's say this is for VLAN 100. Similar way, 192, 168, 1.21 to 192,
Sagar,
168, 1.
sorry to interrupt. We can't able to see your screen, whatever you're writing on it.
Okay, one second. Let me share the full screen. Okay, now can you see? This is what I've written.
Yeah, just now we can able to see it. Yes.
Yeah. See, network, when I say, that means this is one full network. So 10 users are in this. The next 10 users are here. Similar way, let's say 192, 168, 1.31 to 192, 168, 1. Let's say 45. This is for VLAN 102. So let's assume that there are 10 to 15 users in this. So this is what we call network. And if we have 40 to 50 such network, that means it might be having more than 200 to 500 users. There could be so much of data flow, and only a router acting as core and distribution could impact latency, could impact on the device as well by adding more overhead. So we better divide them in two different components. Core will be router, and distribution we can take a very high throughput switch or something where we can configure the gateways. So all that internal ping pong will be taken care by the distribution switch only. Router will not be disturbed by with this kind of ping pong. Okay. So we will see in the next class what is three-tier architecture, what is two-tier architecture. So this is something which you will understand. So three-tier is 1, 2, and 3. So this is three-tier architecture. Two-tier architecture means when you collapse the core and distribution in one and keep access separately. So that will be the two-tier architecture. So this is for a small scale purpose. This is for medium to large purpose. So small scale in the sense like only 1 to 5 network is what you need. Medium to large means like more than 10 networks till 50 networks. So that way.
Will you show an example of the distribution switch sometime? I mean, I want to see basically how the VLAN switching happens. You know, what is the configuration? Because floor one is in a different VLAN, right? I mean, if you have to route across the subnets, right, you need to have a router. That's what I kind of understood. But
These
right.
are MLS switches. MLS switches are capable of L2 and L3. Okay, so you can configure interface on L3 gateways, L3 network. On a MLS switch, which works on layer 3, you can go into any interface and put this command called no switch port and make it work on a layer 3 level, and you can assign the gateway of that VLAN. Let's say 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0. Okay, and then so this is how we can configure the IP and make that interface acting as a layer 3 interface. You can't add IP on a layer 2 switch. It will not support. Only the VLANs will support at that point. So we will see this at the time of even the VLAN and those concepts. So we will be talking about the different ways of configuring sub interface and MLS configuration. So you will see how we can configure IPs on a layer 3 switch. Okay. So there is something
Sir,
called layer 2 switch, and there is also something called layer 3 switch, which act both switch and router. And then
hello.
separately a layer 3 router, which will work on a router basis.
So this distribution switch is what actually is? It's a layer 3 switch, is it?
Yes, it will be layer 3 only because we have to make it as a gateway, right? So it should act as a router also.
Right. So basically, we are using this as a router, right? It's a router only kind of thing.
Uh, yes, it is to be used as a router, but it will be not a proper router that we have
I mean,
for
not the ISP
termination of.
facing one.
Yeah.
Not yeah, but in general, it's a router only. I mean, I just generally get
Yeah,
confused
we
between this.
need routing property inside because we will be having different networks, right? So one network to another network, only they will communicate when we have that routing table with us.
Correct. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah, go on.
in my organization, 9300 stackable switch we are using, and a 350 we use as a distribution layer, and 2950 catalyst switch we use as a access layer. Can we able to draw the same scenario in the virtual environment, like stackable switch? Because how to create the stack and how to create the ether channel, because we have created the ether channel on both the 9300 stackable switch, and the same ether channel has been laid down to the distribution layer switch, and then after from the distribution we again create the ether channel to the access layer switch. So this is
So
the scenario that we are using, and DHCP has to be generated on the core switch along with the management VLAN. So
that is
approximately 80 switches network is to be there.
yeah, your network, what you are telling is a part of 3-tier architecture. Okay, so in the 3-tier architecture, this is how what I have drawn it, and including the ether channel concept and port security, etc. In the production, we use it. So the topics will come one after one. So you will get the answer for everything at the end of few more topic. You will understand how it is configured.
Okay. Not an issue.
Okay. So in
And
the
sir,
same lab, we will be adding ether channels. So you will understand the topic about ether channel. You will understand spanning tree. You will understand the MSTP process. So there's also the high availability that we configure. So when we cover topic by topic, each answers you will get it. Okay, so guys, I think we have to wrap because I have another class also to start. So you have any question, you can let me know. We have 2 minutes now.
Sagar, you are saying this means VLANs and everything, VLANs and this port channel and all will configure. So will be stack configuration will be also there. So small layer 3 switches or layer 2 switches we can stack 2-3 switches in one. So it will
Yes, if we have the supported devices, we can do anything on the lab. So it depends
oh,
on the license also sometimes. Okay,
okay.
because in the ASA firewalls we can do high availability and we can do context, but cluster will not work depending upon the virtualization. So similar way on the devices like router and switches also, whatever is doable like stack or VSS or port channels. So depending upon certain model and certain license of the virtualization, we can do that. We can do it. Okay, ether channels are all doable. For stack and high availability is also possible. So stack and VSS, we need to see which model it support, and then I can show you that.
Okay, sure, thanks.
Sir, actually the problem is whenever I give the interview, at the time they are asking, and the stake is always be on the one-time exercise, not frequently. I am also not performing. So on like interview scenarios also, it is very important that we can able to give the answer. If theoretical part is to be covered, then also it's okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that topic is there in this enterprise. So I'll tell you that time.
So I'll try this setup logging into this thing, right? Remote access. If we face any issues, right,
Huh.
we can raise a request or
Yeah, yeah. You can drop in the WhatsApp group also.
okay.
Okay.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. All right. So we'll connect in the next class. Have a good day. Take care.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are we looking at the curriculum for the class? For each class, do we have a checklist where we say this topic has been completed, so we don't go off track? And
Yeah,
then secondly,
yeah, I will be showcasing that. Okay. So I'll be showcasing you. How do I take care of you?
okay, thank you. Secondly, when is the CCIE class starting?
So CCI is consisting of all this module. Okay, so Encore, NRC, SD-WAN, SD Access, and then the CCI blueprint. So when we take the CCI blueprint, your theoretical concepts would have been need to be clear, right? So that is how the pipeline it is.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we'll connect in the next class. Have a good day. Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sagar.